So, ooh. Oh.
So this book is called Ojibwe Heritage.
Oh, okay.
And the author's name is Basil Johnston.
Okay.
And great read for anybody who wants to learn about the Ojibwe creation stories.
Oh.
And in Anishinaabe creation story, there was a great flood that happened when the water was so great of where we are now, all the way to the east coast. This water that consumed after the glacial period.
Oh, yes.
There was nothing that could go down and pick a part of the earth up. And it was actually muskrat. It was a muskrat who finally made it down to the bottom. And when muskrat came back up to the surface, he had just a little tiny, it's just a little speck of Aki, as Mother Earth.
Okay.
He had it in his paw, but he sacrificed his life to help there be another world.
So do people lie down when they're inside?
If there's enough room.
Oh, okay, good.
It depends on how many people come in.
Yeah.
And then people can maybe only make it one door.
Oh.
And then they'll go out, and then that frees up a little more space for other people.
Okay.
And so when he came to the surface, Mickinock, which is turtle, was going by, and muskrat stuck it on turtle's back. And that's why North America is known as Turtle Island.
Okay.
And so from that place, Mickinock went, and the land started to grow off of Mickinock's back. And it became so that human beings could actually walk and be a part of the earth again. But sometimes if the spirits want to doctor somebody, they'll specifically say, we want you to lay down. And then the spirits can doctor them that way.
All right.
When Wambali Wheeler and I were getting ready to go into Inipi at Dakshi Wambadi Nupas, I went to open the outhouse, and a young woman said, I'm in here, I'll be right out. So pretty soon the door opened and a Wanagi came out. So in our belief, that's called a ghost.
Okay.
You want to hand me that bucket?
Oh, yes.
Oh, you have your... So this young lady said, I'm in here, I'll be right out. So we knew a Wanagi was with us, and we went in. And there was a young lady who had danced with us for a couple of years, and her name was Chante Washtewia, it means kind-hearted woman, and she committed suicide.
Oh, no. Yeah, so I've got that.
But here is the dipper for the water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she had committed suicide, and we went into the Inipi, and Wambali Shnalawea said, Christy, tell Dakshi what happened. So before they closed the first door, I told him, and he said, it's Chante Washtewia, it's Robin Forebear. And the reason why you heard her is you will be the one to help her.
Okay.
And in the Lakota belief system, there's 7 ceremonies that create 7 rites of passage.
Okay.
And one of them is the keeper of a nage. So at that moment, I became the keeper of her spirit.
Oh, wow. What an honor.
We shouldn't have to crash before we go to realize we need help for ourselves.
Yes.
Because we feel like we have all these responsibilities and expectations, and I can't meet them all, so I'm just going to run and run and run and run until I just fall to,
I did crash. Myself, I did have that experience. I did have to, because it's like no one knew to explain the world to me and how it worked.
Yeah.
And I didn't know to ask questions.
Right.
They just presumed, oh, he's just a person like people are people.
Right.
It's like, or a human being.
Right.
Right. And now I tell people I'm the closest approximation to a human being or a person.
Right.
Because I've put in a lot of work in taking care of myself.
Right.
Since I had crashed, and they did put me on meds.
Yeah.
And they did. I was over medicated.
Yes.
But with this atypical, this neuroatypical brain that I've got, none of it was really working. And they were like, well, why isn't any of this working? And then finally it was a counselor who was like, I think you need to speak to someone who has experience with people who have autism spectrum disorder. Here I was going to ask, where do you keep the water? But
so this bucket here, we put the water in.
See, and that's what I realized.
Yeah, so I just take the garden hose and fill up that bucket, fill up this bucket.
Oh.
But sometimes I'll put cedar in here, and I'll boil it on the fire, because cedar has natural bacterial properties in it, so it really cleanses everything. So it's taking the cedar bath. But I never closed the door on where it came from.
Yeah.
I never closed the door on where it came from, because I understood that situations can be broken through, and healthier coping mechanisms can be developed.
Yes, they can.
And that's the gift of having that relationship with a creator, because that's what creator would want for me. And I tell people, I'm not better than, I'm just trying to be healthy with them.
Yeah.
And it's good to be healthy with them.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Yes, so I use different medicines.
Mm-hmm.